Boom! Boom! Look at that. Look at that. Let's go. Being cultured paid off. Generic Controlman the Duck Goes Moo here, back with another Minecraft game theory video, and today we're doing the scary crimes of the Minecraft Illagers, which should be really interesting. Now, Illagers were added after I stopped really playing the game. I recently started playing again about a year or so ago, where I stream it on Mondays with Minecraft Monday. But the Illagers are added, and they're just like a whole new kind of Minecraft was introduced with that, and so many other things. Last video I did was the tragedy of Minecraft's Sunken Tomb, which talked about the ocean monuments and stuff like that. You can check my reaction to that video. I'll leave it right up there. Also link down below in the description, and we'll hopefully be in a playlist of mine channel at some point with all my game theory Minecraft reactions. Going to chronological order, I actually just did the Sans is Ness video that MatPat did 8 years ago about Undertale. Now that I've finished Undertale, those videos are on my gaming channel as well. But that video will go live tomorrow. Patrons get it today. $3 a month get you all my reaction videos a day early. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope I can make it tiny a little better. I do read all your comments, so leave them down below. But let's go ahead and jump into the scary crimes of the Minecraft Illagers. Alright.
What are the Illagers doing?
I don't
in that
know,
dank,
but
secluded mansion
they're so hard to find.
Redstone jails, elaborate altars, and hidden rooms housing
Yeah, I don't know.
Structures.
Not just the obsidian. I mean, there's a giant cat.
That is a quote from Marsh Davies, former creative communications manager for Mojang, in his introduction to the Evoker mob back when it was introduced in 2017. It's a line that is
are those the ones that
challenging
like
us.
make
It's
the
telling
ground
us there's
like
something hidden
clap,
within
right?
the walls of the Illagers Woodland Mansion compound. There's a mystery to be solved
there's like
out
secret
there in
rooms.
those dark forests. One that, according to my research, has gone unanswered that entire time. But now, 3 years later, I think I've done it. I think I know what
MatPat
the
with the
Illagers
beard.
are doing
That's
up
definitely
there.
something.
More importantly, I think I know what they're planning. Let's just say, after today's video, you will never look at Minecraft the same way.
Oh no. Wait, is that that's the Raiders? Panic Buy Sugar Cane?
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game
because
Theory,
2020
the most
Panic
bingeable
Buy,
show
yeah.
on YouTube for all those times when you find yourself inexplicably stuck inside with nothing else to do.
Now, last
Speaking
video
of
hasn't gone
content,
live yet.
over the last
I'm recording
year,
it.
We've been mining for
It's actually about to go live
lore
here in
to
an
craft
hour.
together a massive overarching theory on the story of Minecraft. I'll link to all those theories right there in the
Which
upper
there should be a
right-hand
playlist on my
corner of the
channel at some
screen.
point with
I
all of
recommend
them.
starting with our analysis
Which
of
is where I
Enderman,
started.
as well as this one covering the origins of the drowned civilization. Here's the thing, though. Up until this point, you as the viewer,
Yeah, Sans is Ness video.
have been uncertain
Patrons
what,
get today.
if
Comes out
anything,
tomorrow.
has actually been planned by the Mojang team working on Minecraft. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we have done some incredible work piecing together a lore for this game, from the Endermen being the lost builders to the drowned being a civilization running away from a massive flood. The proof has been there in the game.
But it seems like that flood kind of stuck around.
Remained. How much of this lore was intended versus how much of it was just me theory crafting by putting together random details to make a coherent story?
It's Minecraft,
Today,
you have to craft
though,
it.
is different. I started this episode with that quote from Marsh Davies for a reason. It shows that the developers intended some hidden lore to exist around the Woodland Mansions. The Illagers do indeed have something up those oversized sleeves of theirs.
The Ender Dragon.
It's not just us overanalyzing things like we normally do, it's us piecing together clues to solve a secret that has remained hidden in this game for years.
Just gonna look at like the rooms
maybe
and
it's
stuff
been for a good reason.
and things that they
Because
do.
if I'm right, the secret that the Illagers are hiding takes this family-friendly game and makes it a much, much darker world. We're talking T for teen.
I mean,
least.
the last
The
one was a
Illagers
bunch of
are
people
kidnapping villagers
trying to find
and
hearts of the
turning
sea
them
to
into
save
animals
everyone.
with some bizarre magic, and that's not
Huh?
all. I think they're going one step
Is that why they
further.
have
They're
jail
taking
cells?
those experiments to try
Herobrine?
and recreate Steve. Now, if you've
No,
never
that's
been to a
Herobrine.
Woodland Mansion before, I don't exactly blame you. The chance of one generating is extremely
Very.
low.
I
They
had
only
to go
generate
so
in a rare
far.
dark forest biome, and even then, only if it fulfills a certain list of
Yeah.
criteria, and you're lucky to boot. That's why even with the maps that you can buy from the cartographer,
I couldn't get one from a
villagers, you still might
cartographer,
find
ever.
yourself trekking for hours
It's
to
just
find
not
the
an
nearest
option for me.
mansion. So it's pretty safe to say that these are some of the rarest structures in the game. Entering
Yeah,
the
they
mansion,
definitely are.
things seem pretty normal at first. The entrance hall is pretty much always the same. It has a nice red carpet, some stairs, and as you go through, you're likely to see lots of normal-looking rooms, ones that appear to be dining halls, libraries, little
Yep.
farms of mushrooms and trees. But then you get to some of the stranger structures.
Like, what is
Jail
the-
cells, a room
yeah.
with a large altar in the middle, a room with
Isn't
a
there one
large
that's like a
fake
giant
map
head?
in the middle, a room with a large fake end portal in the middle,
Oh.
rooms dedicated to large woolen statues of cats and chickens in the middle, always in the middle. It is
I didn't know that
weird.
they
And let me be clear, when I say
did
fake end
like get that
portals
one.
and
I don't
fake
think I've ever
maps.
seen that
I
one.
mean it.
The
These
fake
aren't
end
made
portal.
from your typical assortment of end portal frames and
They're made out
lava
of
blocks
wool.
or paper and compasses. These are made with wool. The fake end portal rooms are filled with orange wool in the middle and a ring of green
Which is supposed to be
wool
the
above it,
lava.
giving the appearance of a
Yeah.
stronghold end portal. The map is made out of carpet. So are the numerous beds found throughout the mansion. More wool, more carpet. Again, it is weird. I say it on a lot of these episodes, but I think in this one it's hard to deny. Developers don't just put fake replicas of an end portal into the villain's hideout for the funsies. There is a reason these structures are here. But to understand why, we first need to understand who the
do they like
Illagers
write down
are.
a history
For those
of
who
it?
don't know, Illager is the
Like things that they
classification for a
found?
group of hostile mobs in
Like they found a
Minecraft
mob.
united
Let's make
by
a
the
statue
fact
of it
that
to
they all
see.
share similar features to normal villagers. The Illagers consist of magic-using evokers, axe-wielding vindicators, and crossbow-slinging
What if
villagers.
they're like
There's also
the ancient
illusioners,
Egyptians?
who don't spawn naturally in the game,
Oh.
and the Ravagers, which are just the big ol' ugly beasts that the Illagers ride during the raids.
Illusioner?
Look at that
What
face.
the- how
There's
does that
only a
thing-
mother,
what?
or I suppose another villager could love? Now, it's important to note that the Illager appearance isn't arbitrary. Sure, they look exactly like villagers in need of a suntan, but that is a very intentional decision. It isn't like Mojang just ran out of ideas for how creatures in this universe could look. No, the one bit of lore that we know about these guys is that they're exiles. They were booted out of the villagers' villages. They're outcasts.
And then they became,
According to the Minecraft
you know,
mob bestiary, quote,
yeah,
the
Ravagers.
evokers are outcasts from the friendly villages that we know and love, twisted by their practice of evil, end quote. And again, with the Vindicator description, here we go. Like the evokers, the Vindicators were expelled from villages for its unspeakable activities, and it too wanders the halls of the eerie woodland mansions. We do not know what they're trying to achieve out there in the woods, but we must be on our guard, end quote. So again,
it's almost
we're teased
kind of like
with
it's
little
all a
bits of lore
library.
here. These are villagers
You
who
know,
are committing
they
unspeakable acts
saw that
and were
somebody
booted
made
out of the
in
towns
Portal, so
for
they
it, only
copied
to
it,
take residence
so
in the
they
dark
could see
woods,
what
but
it
we
looks
have
like.
no idea what all that is referencing. So we come back to the initial question. What were they doing? In the woodland mansions, we have prisons and altars built by the Illagers, but what was it all for? Well, what if I told you that the first, and yes, there are several, but the first atrocity is that the Illagers are kidnapping normal, peaceful villagers and turning them into animals. Don't believe me? Take a closer look at the Ravagers I mentioned earlier. The beasts that the Illagers ride into battle. Look familiar? They should.
Similar
Most
eyes and
obviously,
nose.
There's that signature nose that completely matches a normal villager. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. That would just be an aesthetic choice.
The
But
head
then,
shape.
what about the eyebrow? Ravagers have a unibrow, just like every other
The eyes
villager
look
that
very
exists
similar.
in Minecraft. What makes that similarity stand out all the more is that both the Vindicator and the Evoker, who we know are former villagers themselves,
Don't
that
have
were exiles,
unibrows.
have themselves two separate angry eyebrows.
We're counting
clearly
eyebrows.
differentiating them from every other villager in
This
the
is
game.
peak
And
game
yet
theory.
The
We're
Ravager
counting eyebrows.
shares the unibrow that the villagers still possess. And what about those green eyes? Again, every villager has green eyes, just
And
like the eyes of the Ravagers. So the
But
features of
the
the
other
Ravager's
ones
face
don't.
are an exact copy of the features on a villager's face, but to say that they are a
Is-
villager seems to be an extreme jump, right? It does, until you listen to this. That's one of the
That
Ravagers' roars.
last part
It's
sounds
this
just like a
big,
villager.
fearsome beast that has a little honk, 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 in its roar. A honk that sounds kind of like the sounds
little
that
bit.
a villager makes
Yeah.
when speaking. In
I
fact,
don't know why it's
a
giving me
lot
full
of
minute
the
after
Ravager
Brotherhood
sound
ref-
effects
or,
seem to
like,
have an undertone
ideas
of
in my head.
honking to it. Again, listen to those grunts and roars. The honking is very clearly worked into the sounds that the beast is making. Suggesting that, along with the visuals, this
it's like it
was
was clearing
once
its throat.
an actual villager. But to me, the biggest piece of evidence doesn't come from the game itself, but rather from a tweet sent by Jeb, Chief Creative
Jeb,
Officer
okay.
for Minecraft. One of the odd
He has a
little
pretty cool
details
sheep,
about
doesn't he?
Ravagers was that when they were first introduced, they were programmed to be scared of rabbits. It was a cute little Easter egg to have a giant, hulking,
Scared of a
fearsome beast
rabbit.
suddenly run away from such a cute
Is
little
that supposed to be
animal.
like
But
the
when it was
elephants
first
are scared of
discovered,
mice?
Jeb, who, again, it bears repeating, is one of the main guys controlling everything Minecraft, Jeb tweeted back, this. I asked Josh to remove this feature again, although funny, being scared of rabbits doesn't fit with the beast's lore. End quote.
So do they actually
fit with the lore? Ravager lore
Minecraft
is non-existent. Literally, in the Meet the Ravager blog post, there is nothing about how these characters fit into the story. The various bestiaries and wikis, nothing about the lore of these mobs. Sure, there are stories about how they were originally conceptualized, what they're based off of, but nothing about
that thing
the
looks
lore
kind of
as
creepy
they fit
with
into
the long legs
of Minecraft. And yet, apparently, the lore exists enough for the rabbit scaring it off to somehow throw off that entire plot line. And I think I know why. I think it's because they're made of villagers. And villagers aren't scared of rabbits, so the beast that they are turned into by the villagers shouldn't scare them either. In short, I think that the prison cells
what about the
and
little
those
spirit
sacrificial-looking altar things in the woodland mansions
that they have
for when evokers and vindicators capture villagers to use in their,
little fairy
how
things.
did the bestiary put it? Unspeakable activities. I mean, between the magic and the axe, those two mobs should have pretty much everything they need to convert a villager into a giant hulking beast.
Brotherhood.
Well, everything but the power over life and death. That would probably be helpful if you're trying to create some sort of weird animal villager hybrid monstrosity. Oh wait, the Illagers actually have that ability too. You see, evokers hold power over life and death considering that they're the only source of totems of undying.
I have an entire
These
chest
totems are
full of them.
special items that allow the wielder to escape from death. And that, my friends, is the true plan of the Illagers. Sure, they might be making beasts out of villagers, but I believe that's only one component of their larger overarching plan. I think that the unspeakable activities that got them kicked out of the villages in the first place are actually them running experiments trying to harness the powers of life and death. They are literally playing God. I mean, they have totems of undying.
But they got kicked
are
out.
the only ones to have totems of the undying. And we see that these things work. I mean, they certainly managed to keep us alive.
Yeah,
Plus,
but it doesn't work for them.
Magic is a real thing in Minecraft. Obviously, in the game, we're able to enchant weapons and armor using lapis lazuli. So Minecraft is making the case that lapis lazuli has some sort of mystical power. Now, this isn't a totally novel idea. Humans dating back all the way to ancient Sumeria have also believed that lapis had some sort of mystical quality. The Sumerians believed that lapis held the souls of gods. And all of that seems pretty darn relevant considering where lapis lazuli is hidden in the woodland mansions.
Where's
it's not
hidden?
Obvious. There is a block of lapis hidden in the center of the giant wool Illager head
which is
that decorate
wild.
the entire building, implying there to be this close connection between Illagers and this magical stone. I mean, in the statues, it's literally right where their brain should be. Now, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea it would be to actually inject lapis lazuli into your head. There's nearly a 100% chance of medical complication and a 0% chance of you getting magical powers, but in the Minecraft universe, it seems like the odds are a bit more in your favor
they're trying to harness the power of lapis.
Magical powers. Could all of these statues be implying that evokers have lapis literally implanted into their skulls,
and maybe it makes them live forever? I don't know.
Probably not. If that were the case, you'd expect them to have some chance of dropping a shard of lapis or something.
The thing is, they have rooms for
in the middle of the
eating,
statue's head does imply that maybe experiments with lapis and magic were another thing that got these villagers kicked out and turned into the exiled Illagers. Which brings us back to their experiments on life and death. Because here's the thing, I don't think it stops with just the Ravagers. I believe that there's something far more sinister and threatening going on in the Woodland Mansions
the little
that
spirit
ties together
thing? He hasn't even
all of
talked
these
about
clues
that
while
yet.
also explaining what happened to get the Illagers thrown out of society. In some rooms in Woodland Mansions, there are piles and piles of blue and cyan wool.
Okay.
Okay, it sounds pretty mundane. But
what
the specific coloring of this wool.
What?
Blue
Is that supposed to be
and cyan.
clothes?
They're the same colors as default Steve's clothing. His cyan shirt, his blue pants. I mean, there is really no other reason to have stacks of blue and cyan wools together in a room.
That's supposed to be like other
it is
Steves?
such a specific item in such a specific set of two colors. I mean, sure, elsewhere in the Woodland Mansion, the Illagers use blue wool sometimes as carpet to make fake beds or maps. But they also
maybe
use
they're just
yellow
recycling.
and red wool for those same purposes, and we see none of that in any of the rooms in the Woodland Mansion, and yet we see rooms dedicated to just blue and cyan wool. They are specifically Steve-colored wool piles. Steve and zombie colored wool plants.
Oh.
Remember, this is a cult with at least some control over life
that
and death.
effect
And in the
looks
Minecraft
crazy.
world, we see snowmen built with 2 snow blocks and a pumpkin. We see iron golems made by creating a T out of iron and then plopping a pumpkin head on top of that.
Okay.
Now we have ourselves a cult of Illagers who create giant statues in their homes, and sometimes
So
even
is there
embed
like
lapis
one
lazuli into them.
overarching
So it's not so much of a
Illager?
stretch to think that they could maybe stack some blue and cyan wool together,
Throw a
plop
pumpkin on it,
top,
and then make a
hope to create a
Steve
new
or a
Steve.
zombie.
But you see, that's where things probably went terribly wrong. An evoker using a totem of the undying must have tried to make this lump of wool come to life, only to create something twisted. Something twisted and something
zombie.
ugly. The first zombie.
And then it
As
spreads.
the first zombies came out and started biting villagers, it's probably no
And then they
surprise
started
that the
spreading.
weird cultists who created it got booted from society and ended up settling huge distances away in dark and mysterious woodland mansions where they could continue their experiments in private. And now,
Because
those
they were
same
able to
cultists
figure out how
live
to
in
create
harmony with
life,
their
kind of.
creations. The Illagers now share their mansions with creepers
That's-
and skeletons, and of course, their own zombified creations. Be they
Driving
built
their
from
engine
wool
outside.
and skeletons, be they built from wool and dead bodies. So now we know why the
Oh.
Illagers exist, what makes them
That's
fundamentally different from their
wild.
villager cousins, and why the two populations separated to begin with. Their big evil plot that's been alluded to by the development team since their inclusion in the game is to create their own life, create their own version of
immortality.
Steve using a combination of wool and magic. But in the
That's
process,
so
they
cool.
created zombies. They're like the Elric brothers of Minecraft. Who knew that
Boom!
would take more than a few bits of wool to make
Boom!
a human? And now everyone
Look at that.
in the Minecraft
Look at
world
that.
has to pay a
Let's go.
and
Being
that,
culture
my
paid
friends,
off.
is the secret of the Woodland Mansion. But hey, that's just a theory. A game
And a good theory.
Thanks for
Considering I just watched
and hey,
his
while you're here
Sans'
looking for
Nest
things
video.
to binge, since I know you're probably not at work or school,
I am at work,
watch
actually.
Other 6 episodes that we've done on the Minecraft lore. Link is right there on screen. As
I've
we
done
speak.
all
I'm
of
telling you,
those.
Each of these theories,
They're
is
they're
awesome.
good.
They're some of my favorite theories that we've
lot-
ever concocted on this channel. Minecraft is shockingly
People-
rich in its lore, and there's a lot of stuff
People
here
say
that we can
these
really
are
gnaw
his
on
magnum
trying to piece
opus
together the
because
story.
of how
so
well
check them out.
these
Let me
theories
know
have
what you
been.
think, and make sure you
He's not jumping to
subscribe
crazy
once it's on screen for that
conclusions.
as well, because you know that there's going to be more where this came from. We're getting close to putting together that overarching theory. I don't know about you, but I can start to see some big themes come together across these theories, and I think they are all telling one story.
I wonder what that story is going to be. And then that's going to be a lost cult of Minecraft Illagers, which I guess is going to be the part 2, which that video will be out next week. Patrons get a day early. They're also going to get the Sans' Nest video. Now that I've beat Undertale, which was certainly something. It's on the gaming channel if you want to check that out. I also stream it. I should be streaming Deltarune. Should be starting Deltarune this coming up Saturday, I believe. I think I'll be streaming that. You can also join my Discord server to get notified every single time I go live. But the scary crimes of the Minecraft Illagers. You know what? I believe it. I thought it might have been closed from experiment, but maybe it's, you know, wool. Maybe they're trying to make Herobrine. Maybe they're trying to make a player. Maybe they made zombies. Maybe they started the zombies, and then that's what happened. Maybe they were just like a, like the priest in the village, and then, you know, they tried to do something and then went way wrong, and now the villagers don't even do that anymore because I guess it's taboo. But this is a great video. I actually kind of hope that this is right, because that would be such a cool little detail that they added to Minecraft. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it made your day a tiny little bit better. But until next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing